This is going to be a very interesting video that has to do not only with the SafeMoon card, but potentially also with the SafeMoon exchange. I've been doing some investigative research. I've come across some things. I would love to get your opinions on this. There's some other things people noticed in the community, and they also want to point out what it's actually more reference to. So what exactly is going on? We're going to get into that in just a second. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinion. It's my own research. I highly encourage you to go do your own research. And if you guys like this video, can you help me out? Can you share this on social media? Would really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into the news. This post over here in the SafeMoon subreddit is titled Seen on Twitter, RE SafeMoon card, and we can see the top image here. This is the one I talked about in my video yesterday, which was shared. It is the preview of the SafeMoon cards dashboard. You'll notice that it's almost verbatim the same thing as the one down the bottom. That bottom picture is with a different project. That's with Reef card. So as is highlighted over here by Danny, aka Dutch Programmer, he said, saw some people tweeting about that SafeMoon copied Reef, but it's just a template from banks to use their card. So I really want to stress that. It's a template from banks. So Reef is using the template. Same thing, it's being suggested that SafeMoon is using the template from banks. Two different projects, same reference point. What is Banks? We're going to get into that in just a moment here. So Banks' website, I will provide a link over to them, and I found some very interesting details. Before I do get into Banks, I do want to go ahead and touch on some things that were pointed out through an article that I found here with Reef card, which raises some questions. So this article was posted on March 15th. It says Reef card is coming June 2022, updated. Well, what else was supposed to come by the end of the second quarter? Within the second quarter, but by the end. It was, what? The SafeMoon card. So this says Reef card is coming March 2022. Get on the wait list now. This article has a disclaimer that says it was updated on June 15th, 2022 to reflect the new changes to our Reef card launch. Due to technical and issuer delays, we were unable to share Reef card in March, which was the original article date. However, we are now ready to share Reef card as part of our early adopters program. Down below, it does actually mention a little bit more on this and says in detail, we're excited to say the Reef card is finally set to be launched this June to early adopters living in the UK and Italy. Due to manufacturing issues, the card was delayed. Both Reef and Banks have been working hard to push this card from idea to production to your hands. Stay tuned for the full release. In the meantime, you can sign up for the waitlist here. First 5,000 waitlist will receive digital and physical cards first. So a couple things to take away from this. First off was the card was delayed. What else was delayed? The SafeMoon card, mentioned over on June 24th. This article posted on July 15th as an update. Remember that. So there's a discrepancy there between these two. Posted on June 15th. My bad, not July 15th. We are not even at July 15th yet as of the time making this video. Don't worry, I'm not a time traveler. So Captain's Log was June 24th for SafeMoon. The posted update here for Reef was over on June 15th. And they said that they have a wait list, that there was manufacturing issues. SafeMoon had said that they made a decision internally to go ahead and delay the launch of the card because they were going to put focus on development further of and testing of their security feature, which it sounds like that security feature is more of an internal thing private to them, whereas everything else that's going on with this sounds like it's going through third party. And again, remember, Reef card is pushing itself through with that of Banks. What this is raising a question to me is there any chance that SafeMoon is saying, oh, we're doing this for the security feature, but in reality, it was just the fact that Banks had some manufacturing issues going on, which also affected other companies, and SafeMoon didn't want to make it so obvious. I don't think that's the case. It's a possibility, but I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that in the comments down below. And the big reason why I don't think that that's the case is because of the fact that SafeMoon hired a couple individuals months ago. And these individuals had been developing and been known for developing things involving high-grade security. So if you have individuals that's what they're known for, that's their forte, and what have they been working on for the last couple months? I mean, the fact that they want to launch things with a security feature, we already knew that they had plans of doing things with the security feature. So it could be a coincidence. I think it's more than likely than not a coincidence. I mean, it still has that aspect of it having a delay regardless. But yeah, I just found that to be interesting. Now, the second element to this is that they mentioned for the Reef card both digital and physical cards, right? Well, guess what? We had months ago a little teaser of the SafeMoon card as an augmented reality aspect. So it wouldn't be just SafeMoon that has that kind of design. We're seeing Reef card right here is mentioning that as well. Next thing is the two different locations, the UK and Italy. We don't know for sure where the SafeMoon card is going to be accessible to, unless I miss something. If I miss something, you guys can share in the comments down below. I try to get everything the best that I can here. But this is mentioning the United Kingdom and Italy. Potentially, that means that the launch of the SafeMoon card will be to users first in the United Kingdom and over in Italy, which would mean that us over here in the United States, we would have to go ahead and wait until they have moved this forward. Some other interesting things about this as well that they've been talking about is the fact, in the instance with the Reef card, that you would be able to have that automatically be converted over into that of fiat when you go to do your purchases. And if we go back over to this image right here, you guys can clearly see that it's only showing SafeMoon as an option. Now, this one down at the bottom is showing different crypto. It shows Bitcoin and Reef. So suggestively, we might only have access to being able to do purchases with SafeMoon at first, and then it can extend out to the other projects. But I think that it shouldn't be too hard of allowing the ability to have the other projects associated with the SafeMoon swap on this as well. Okay, so that's one element that's right there. 40 million merchants worldwide, so realistically we should have the same outreach that's there. It says the virtual card will be supported by Google Pay and Apple Pay. It's been noted with SafeMoon that Google Pay was going to be available first and Apple was going to be later on. Guess what? It says will be available right away, Apple Pay coming next. Currently, Apple Pay support is still pending, so that fits in line with that as well. This also talks about close to zero fees. You have to go through a KYC process right there. And it says free retail transactions, payments, zero fees, free number of transactions, zero fees, withdrawal costs, and then it talks a little bit more. So those elements, we could see the same thing with the SafeMoon card. It says HODL and exchange only when you need it. Keep your crypto savings. Only convert when you spend. Reef card only converts your Reef to fiat when you spend. No need to convert beforehand. This includes online, in-person, and crypto ATMs. I would expect similarly the same thing. Now, some other interesting things about Reef themselves is that they're a substrate-based blockchain, so they are doing things in the blockchain-based space. Also, in addition to that, we can see that they talk about token bridging here. Those are mechanics that we've seen also be talked about SafeMoon in the past. Smart contract in place code upgrades. We also have network runs on a nominated proof of stake NPOS consensus mechanism. So SafeMoon's been discussing about what kind of staking mechanism, what kind of consensus mechanism that they want to use. Might be interesting if we find out in the future that they go with a nominated proof of stake consensus mechanism. I don't know if they will for sure. Again, I'm just showing that there's a lot of similarities going on here between what they've got going on and what SafeMoon's been talked about. Other things are headquarters in London, UK. Okay, SafeMoon has that. Subsidiaries in Delaware. We know that with SafeMoon, they've got it in Utah. Portugal, I'm not sure on that one. Lithuania, yeah, I've seen that there's SafeMoon associated with Lithuania as well. In addition to that is also, they mentioned here, of using military-grade cryptography for maximum privacy and security with digital asset insurance through partners up to $100 million. And guess what? We have heard that SafeMoon has insurance as well as working on trying to do things with military-grade cryptography, which just mentions even more that they are focusing more and more on an association with that of banks. So let's go ahead and go talk a little bit now about with banks, because I don't want this video to get super long. I'm trying to get everything out as fast as I can for you guys. Banks, they do handle both debit cards as well as, guess what? Exchanges, digital asset exchanges. So let's go ahead and talk just a little bit about the card aspect first. So this actually gives you the ability to do some customizing. Again, we talked about that template from before. And this also right here says that it's fully licensed and compliant for major global card schemes, fast and API-driven distribution. So you can implement your app in days. It says in days. We can also launch a fully branded white label app specifically designed just for your brand. So it does not take very long at all with this. I am wondering if, number one, as this was mentioned here with that of the Reef card, that there was manufacturing issues. So it said due to technical and issuer delays, right? So we could see that as being one play that's kind of held back things. The second element is, as SafeMoon has mentioned, they're working on that security-based element. They could make them be the differentiating factor here in play with that. But this does say that they can actually roll these things out, the app itself, in days. Okay, now the next aspect I want to talk to you guys about is the exchanges. So this is very interesting as well. So the fact that they help build out exchanges, we could very well see that SafeMoon goes through them to help get that all established. So in order to have the exchange, you do have to be through compliance. You have to have a money transmitter license, money service business license if in the United States. My understanding is if you're over in Europe, you have to have the EU e-money license. Many months ago, John, the CEO of SafeMoon, had mentioned that they were going through the applications to get those things. And those do take time. And it takes quite a handful of time for at least some of those aspects. But this right here, and one of them is actually very, very quick. So this says right here, secure, state-of-the-art, fully customizable white label exchanges already integrated into the bank's platform. Banks is being associated with a lot of different exchanges. Or a single API integration to get our own exchanges as a service feature in your app for your own community, fully customizable. So there's those aspects as well. Launches in weeks, not months or years. Well, it's been many months now, beyond what we thought the launch of the SafeMoon exchange was going to be. I think since the announcement of the SafeMoon exchange, it's actually been about a year from the fundraising and all those sort of aspects. But what's going on with the paperwork and things, right? Plus, if they're trying to build out a security feature, they want to make sure that when the exchange goes live, that the exchange is very secure. So yes, you could launch an exchange, and it's been mentioned before that it doesn't really take a lot of effort to be able to do the coding side. That's a very small aspect of something like this. Who's going to help with building all of this? I think there's a very strong chance they could be doing an association through banks. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below, all of this fun stuff. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button. I do have a referral link in the description for MEXC Global. If you want to get 10% discount on trades, get a $25 SafeMoon airdrop, and an entry into a $1,000 giveaway. There's more information down there. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you very, very, very much. Like cryptocurrencies, your DNA is made up of data. And with SelfDecode, you can discover more about your personal health. SelfDecode can help you improve your mood, optimize your health, balance your gut, improve heart health, reduce stress, reduce inflammation, optimize your cognition, and improve brain health. Their process is very easy. Simply register at the website, read the instruction manual and collect your DNA sample, place the sample into the specimen bag, put the entire box in the return envelope, mail the return envelope back to them, and then wait 6 to 8 weeks for your results. Their website is easy to use, easy to understand, and as someone personally who sits down a lot throughout the course of the day, having resources that are more geared specifically to me, that I can optimize my health, it's a huge game changer. You invest into other things, and there's no greater investment than yourself. So get started with SelfDecode. Check out the link in the description.